This video is made for explaining bits and bricks of the 30-day web challenge. So what exactly the internet? Well, a lot of people think of it as a cloud, something that is hanging around in the sky. It's super complex, super difficult to understand, but actually that is not at all. The internet is really simple. All it is just a long piece of wire, and the wire connects different computers to each other. So you might have one computer that is in USA and the another computer that is in India, and they can talk to each other, transfer data through a giant wire. Now some of these computers attached to the internet have a very special job. They have to be online 24/7, ready to serve you all the data and the files that you are requesting when you try to access the websites. And the computers that are doing this job, we call them a server. And the computers that any user would use to access the internet is called a client. And you can imagine the web server as a giant library that's open for 24/7. At any time of the hour, you can go in there and request, I want to see a Google's homepage. And it would be able to serve you with all the files and data that you would need to be able to view whatever website that is you requested. Now imagine if there is a library that is big enough to house all of these websites, then it is pretty difficult to quickly locate the thing that you want out of this giant library, right? So how is this problem is solved on the internet? Well, let's say that you are sitting at home. On your computer you type in google.com because you want to head over to the Google's homepage. What happens behind the scenes is that your browser will send a message to your internet service provider. If you are like me, then it will be Jio and Airtel because I'm using dual SIM. Now the message that you are sending, the ISP, is that I want to see google.com, and the ISP will then relay that message to something called DNS server. A domain name system server is essentially just a phone book. And what happens when you make that request through your browser is the DNS server will look up in its database as to what exactly the IP address of that website that you are trying to access. And every single computer that's connected to the internet has an IP address. This is like a postal address for your computer, so that when people need to send and receive files on the internet, each computer can be located by their unique IP addresses. And once the DNS server finds the IP address, it sends that back to your browser. So now you know the exact address where you can find the Google homepage. The next thing that happens is you will send a direct request to that address through your internet service provider, and this message will be delivered via what's called internet backbone. Now the internet backbone isn't some sort of analogy for some clever programming, it's literally the backbone of the internet. And if you head over to the submarinecablemap.com, you can view all of the underwater cables that power the internet. And this internet is made up of these huge sprawling masses of wires connecting all of the world's internet users. As you can imagine, it's a pretty complex world out there. Now if I'm sitting in India and I want to see the website that is hosted in the United States, then my browser would have to make a request that goes through one of these cables under Atlantic Ocean in order to reach the United States. And once that computer receives my request, they'll send back all the relevant data again through these giant cables. And to navigate all these crazy underwater and above water wires, all I have is an IP address. It's like as if I am sending a letter halfway across the world, and my only hope for my letter to reach my friend is that the postal address on the front of the envelope. So once I gotten the IP address of the website that I want to access, then my browser sends another message through the internet service provider via the internet backbone to the server that is located at the address 216.58.210.46. And the computer that's located at that address is of course the Google server. And on the server, there's all the files that I would need in order to be able to view the Google homepage. The server that sends all of these files back to me through the internet backbone, and I get to see the Google homepage in my browser. And all of that happens in a matter of milliseconds.